marriage is not a bed of roses, as it takes understanding, tolerance to make it work. However, if the both parties can tolerate themselves, divorce will be an option. My name is Sabrina Ozma, and I welcome you to another wonderful episode of Matters of the Heart. Today, we will be talking about divorce. We will delve into this matter and ask questions on divorce. But before we go on it, let's go on a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's still Matters of the Heart, and I have with me Ayo Daniels, a family life counselor, a marriage counselor. Also, you're welcome to the show, sir. Thank you for joining us here.
Thank you, Sabina, for having me.
Thank you, and you look so smart, so sharp.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, so I, for one, don't support divorce. You know, I really don't support divorce. But let's talk on this matter, divorce. It's recurring all the time. It's coming to our world presently. In fact, in our society, it's something everybody will say, I can't take it, I'm out. What is your take on divorce?
Well, I think before I talk about divorce, I like to just talk about the era that we live in. We live in an era called the postmodern era,
okay.
Which means things are changing around us every day. What used to be, they are no more the way it used to be. If I say that, so you have people with preferences and choices, and we all make these choices every day. Mm-hmm. So marriage is a sacred institution ordained by God, guided by his commandment between a man and a woman for the fact that they need to start a family. We've seen over time that because our lives is changing, people make choices. So divorce is one of those choices that we're getting to see all around us every day now.
Okay. I, for one, I said it. That I really, you know, the core values from our parents way back, they'll tell you to stay in this marriage, work it out. You know, I grew up with my grandmother, and she always tells me, work it out. Yeah. Marriage is not an easy journey. Like you said, it's sacred, and God ordained it right from time. So I want to ask you this question. On our perspective in our present society, what do you think are the causes of divorce?
Well, it ranges from what I call unmet expectations. But I like to put it this way, that you said something earlier on about the fact that it's not the way it used to be with our parents. A whole lot of preparation has to go into marriage, which one of the because of our busy life these days, people don't prepare for marriage. And if you don't prepare for something, the propensity for failure, it's very high. For example, I recommend for everyone who wants to get married to have a premarital counseling. Okay. And it should be that the premarital counseling should be a comprehensive one that actually prepare you for marriage. Our parents, interestingly, they didn't prepare, but values have changed.
Okay.
We used to live in communities, and so everybody in the community, they do everything possible to keep homes together. People used to share it, the family institution. So it's like the saying that it takes a community to raise a child. Yeah. So, but now the things are different. We have grown into individualistic society, which is one of the postmodern era that we are in. People make their choices independent of people. It's when challenges actually happen. That's when people cry out about this subject of marriage. So things have changed, values have changed, the way we live have changed. So people make choices that they regret after. So I think to a large extent, I would say preparation for marriage, I think, is the key. You were asking me a question, what are the causes? Inadequate preparation for marriage is one of those causes. Unmet expectation, it's another one. Two people getting married these days, people have what they call their criteria for marriage.
I love that's what, see, the truth is, see, I love men dark, tall, handsome. So if you're not tall and handsome, I'm sorry.
people just have some of those things, and we place, and maybe another third reason is that we place too much emphasis on a ceremony at the expense of building a home.
You know, you want all your homes, the weddings.
You have destination weddings this day. You have
what's wrong with
premarital
destination
shooting,
wedding?
post-marital shooting. So all these things, I think to a large extent, people don't really prepare themselves. And maybe I should crack this joke. It's like going for a World Cup competition. Most countries.
I really don't want to talk about that World Cup right now.
I know, but
it's just like this World Cup.
It's still the same level of preparation that we need. Our own country, maybe it's better nowadays that maybe people start preparing for World Cup maybe 6 to 1 year now, but it used to be just 1 month. In other places, those who are going to play in the World Cup 8 years' time, they are probably between ages 10 and 12 years old now. Should I call
the country that have been doing that?
So inadequate preparation is not. And then I think another reason is the societal pressure itself. And a whole lot of, there is pressure for performance.
That's true.
Everybody wants to be something that they are not. So because someone's friends are getting married, doesn't mean that that person is really mature for marriage. So there are many reasons why people divorce. So it's until they get into the marriage, that's when they discover that their expectations were short of the world, cut off. What they actually expected is not what they
Okay, let me
find.
ask this question before we go on the streets.
Yeah.
So you are trying to tell me that we shouldn't place too much expectations in marriage?
Well, maybe we should not. I want us to look at the whole essence of marriage.
Okay.
Marriage is actually created for the benefit of mankind.
Okay.
I don't know if you realize this. There's a joy in growing up in a functional family. There is it has to alive. It had to even the community where I grew up. There are sayings, for example, they say charity begins at home. So marriage is a very beautiful thing. Marriage is synergy, marriage is cooperation. We learn, we grow. In fact, our first school, informal school, is within the family.
True.
And then while you are growing up, everybody is interested in how someone turns out well. So if you flip that to our subject today, that means divorce is not maybe a way out of something, but we will get into it.
Of course.
And let's look at the merit under which conditions people may divorce.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Looking at the merits and the merits of conditions how people or how they get married, we're going to join Ajoke on the streets as she gives us a perspective from them.